So I want to talk a little bit about the arenas that shame shows up in and how we can recognize when it is showing up. And in the next episode, we're going to get into shame shields, which is also a great way to search for shame. Also, why do we want to be searching for shame? Can't we just ignore it and pretend like it's not there? It shows up in our emotional activations, our emotional reactions. It shows up in not being able to communicate with our partner. We're going to talk today about all the arenas that it shows up in, but yes, we absolutely want to do something about it because each of these arenas that we work on will get better. We'll feel better about, we'll feel more love, more joy, more abundance, more connection, more confidence. And as we do, it actually changes all the arenas in our life. Even if we only focus on one, all of the other ones will also change. So I'm going to talk first about money, and then body, parenting, relationships, sexuality, business, and work. I'm going to talk about how it might be showing up for you. So money first, it might be thoughts like, I'll never get ahead. There's never enough for me, but like specifically for me, not just like for everybody, but there's not enough for me. It could be like hiding purchases or like secretly spending a lot of money, but like not looking at my bank account. It could be avoiding looking at my bank account entirely. That is how shame can show up around money. It can be really strict and controlling, like my budget, like really punishing myself if I like don't stick to my budget. There's a lot of shame-based messaging around money, around debt, around wealth accumulation. Okay, body. It can look like no matter what the number says on the scale, I'm going to feel bad about my body. Or if the number goes up, I have to feel really bad. I only can feel good about myself if the number goes down. It can look like obsessively thinking about how other people are viewing my body, thinking about what I think other people think about my body, or what are they going to look like? Maybe I need to like cover up my entire body because I don't want people to see. Thinking about that view, that perspective of somebody else for me and my body and how I should feel bad about it. It can look like food control. Like I either have to like intensely control food or I'm out of control around food because I have shame about my food choices. I've put food in these categories of right, wrong, good, bad. In parenting, it can show up like intense frustration at my kids, not feeling like I'm doing enough for them, or waffling back and forth between like victim mentality, like I do everything for them, versus I'm never doing enough. It can look like when you're falling asleep at night, wondering, like questioning, am I actually doing enough? Am I doing a good job? Deep down under the surface, not the conscious thoughts of, it's totally their fault and everything that's happening is them and whatever, but like let those thoughts settle for a minute and be like, what is really bothering me about this? I can remember a mom talking to me about her kids not going to sleep at night, and she kept going into their room over and over again. And eventually she was just like so frustrated. And as we dug into it, like initially it seemed, oh yeah, of course you're frustrated. Your kids are waking up at like, that makes sense. Like they're not going to bed. They're not listening to you. But when we dug into her, like under the surface thoughts, it was actually like, I don't matter. I'm giving them all of this and they don't even care and appreciate it. And it's something that I wasn't given. And there was like this deep unfairness and also deep, like, I don't know if I'm doing it right. And that was actually manifesting as frustration. So it can show up in frustration in parenting. It can show up in relationships, second guessing, like the words that you say, like you hang out with your friends and then you come home and you're like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said any of that. And I don't even know what I'm talking about. And they probably all think that I'm weird. And should I have said this or not this or whatever? It can show up in people pleasing. It can show up in communication problems with your partner. It can show up in sexuality. I actually wanted to read a section of this book. That's why I brought this out. It's the Come As You Are. This is from the Come As You Are workbook by Emily Nagoski. And a couple of the prompts that she says is, when your partner declines your invitation to sex, what does your body or heart feel is being rejected apart from sex itself? If your partner rarely or never initiates, what does that seem to mean to you? AKA, what meaning are you attaching to those things that are happening? This can be in sexuality, it can be in relationships, it can be at work. What meaning am I attaching to that? In business and at work, it can feel like there's never enough. Like I have to get more clients, or I have to make more money, or I have to give my clients the transformation that they want, or I have to get the next promotion. It usually leads to overworking and hustling. And we don't necessarily, again, see that that's what's underneath what's on the surface. Usually there's something deeper underneath it. So again, we can ask ourselves, what's really bothering me here? What meaning am I attaching to this? What's going on behind the scenes? Show me where the hurt, the feeling, the underneath stuff is coming up, and just pause and let the thoughts come and see what you see. Find what you find. If you are enjoying these episodes, I would love for you to follow, subscribe, like, share, do all those things so that it can get more out into the world, more out into the algorithm, and join me in this shame-free movement.